Friday 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Make your voices be heard. Call us, text us. Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM. The Wake Up Guyana Show.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio 99.1 FM.
Hello and welcome to today's News at Noon for Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. I am Kevin Smith and these are the top stories we're tracking. The IDB says Guyana's laws do not allow oil regulator to act independently and do not compel adherence to industry norms. 2 months later, Jagdeo yet to honor promise to release all oil permits. Latham Police Commander intercepted by GRA with over 30 cases of liquor and claims he was bringing out for family and staff members. Meanwhile, Kanji mom admits to beating and dumping child and then reporting her missing. A drunk ministry driver in custody after accident with salesman. Stay tuned to stay informed.
This Christmas, Shake to Win just got bigger! Now when you purchase our new bigger Digital Prime bundle and Shake to Win, you can choose your prize and share it with someone you love. So, shake more and share more! Share more daily prizes and guaranteed wins every Saturday. You can win laptops, cash, smartphones, credit, data, and so much more. Shake more, share more. Activate a Digital Prime bundle in the My Digital app and Shake to Win this Christmas.
Right now, children are at an increased risk of sexual abuse, and the perpetrator can be nearer than you think. So stay alert and be aware. Be aware of your neighbors. Be aware of your friends. Be aware of the people you have in your home. Do not become complacent. Protect children now. You can make a report to the police or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
And now for the news in detail. That comes to you with the compliments of Amalanda Milk. The Inter-American Development Bank has once again pointed to glaring loopholes in Guyana's legislative framework, which essentially weakens the veil of protection that is needed for the oil sector. According to the bank, the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act and the Petroleum Commission Bill, in their current state, do not contain any clauses that guarantee the independence of any regulator that is appointed for the sector, nor does it ensure adherence to industry norms. The financial institution said that a new Petroleum Commission bill is needed to address these gaps that avoid or reduce control over technical and procedural aspects of the regulator. Meanwhile, Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo said on October 2nd that the government would release all the permits granted to oil companies for their development operations. But more than 2 months later, the production licenses remain elusive. At the time of making this commitment, the Vice President had been touting the Payara production license as superior to the ones handed out by the David Granger administration for the Liza Phases 1 and 2 developments. Not only did the former government keep the permits hidden, but it also refused to conduct sufficient due diligence checks on the integrity of Exxon's developments. And now let's tell you, many were left surprised yesterday after law enforcement officers of GRA intercepted the police commander of Region 9 with over 30 cases of liquor. Superintendent Keithan King was stopped along with other ranks at Linden, Region 10. King and the ranks were heading to Georgetown in a police pickup. We were told that the GRA lawmen received a tip-off of smuggling activities and decided to intercept the police vehicle. Stacked neatly and covered under a tarpaulin inside the pickup's tray were 38 cases, of which 30 cases were bottles of Blackstone whiskey and the rest were colognes. King said that the items carried in the pickup were not being smuggled. He claimed that the liquor and the cologne were being sold right at Latham, an area that borders with Brazil. And moving on, the community of Good Bananan East Kanji Berbice is in shock after news broke that a 25-year-old mother confessed to beating her 6-year-old daughter unconscious and then reporting her missing. The mother, Drupati Balkaran, claimed that on Sunday she had yelled at the child to stop playing in some bushes when they were on a walk. But after she did not heed to her mother's demand, the mother grabbed a piece of wood and dealt her several lashes about her body. The woman added that she beat her daughter until she became unconscious and then left her under a mango tree. The child is currently admitted at the Georgetown Public Hospital and her condition is listed as stable. In other news, a salesman is now in critical condition after he was struck down by a speeding driver who was driving under the influence of alcohol. It so happens that the minibus forms part of a fleet of vehicles owned by the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. The incident occurred on Monday evening at Plantain Walk Public Road, West Bank, Demerara. The injured man has been identified as 57-year-old Basil Persad of Middle Street, Port-Rhine. According to a police report, the accident occurred at around 20 hours 20 on Monday. The police later conducted a breathalyzer test on the driver, and his alcohol content was 60 and 61 micrograms, over the legal limit. He was taken into custody. It is now 12 hours 7 and you're tuned into Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is your news at noon. Coming up after the break, Agricola residents concerned over proposed chemical warehouse. EPA says no impact assessment required. Christopher Ram resigns from NISL board and missionaries killed in highway smash-up. Meanwhile, St. Ignatius man killed in Region 8 mining pit and prison chief sent on leave.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. Residents living around the environs of Agricola, East Bank Demerara, are objecting to the planned construction of a chemical oil services facility after it was discovered that the project requires no environmental impact assessment be conducted prior. The EPA announced that Falcon Logistics plans to construct a chemical oil services facility for storage, handling, and transportation at Area Rome Industrial Area. An assessment is usually conducted by the EPA to evaluate the likely environmental impacts of a proposed project or development, taking into account interrelated socio-economic, cultural, and human health impacts, both beneficial and adverse. In other news, chartered accountant and transparency advocate Christopher Ram has resigned from serving as a director on the board of NISL. Ram is not divulging details regarding what prompted his resignation, but confirmed that he had resigned. Ram would be the second to resign from the NISL board since the PPPC took office in August. In fact, we had reported on August 17th that another accountant, Nigel Hines, had resigned from the NISL board with immediate effect over what he claimed to be the continued inhumane treatment being meted out to the squatters at Success East Coast Demerara. And moving on, a couple well known in the Christian community both died in a tragic accident last evening on the Linden-Soestdijk Highway. We were told that the car in which they were traveling in ended up in the path of a truck around 20 hours. The couple has been identified as Christian missionaries 75-year-old Bernice Rosima and 79-year-old Cornelius Rosima of Haruni Village, a community located a mile off the Linden Highway. Cornelis was said to be the driver of the car at the time of the accident. And now let's tell you, a 20-year-old miner lost his life on Friday morning after the mining pit which he was working in collapsed and buried him alive at St. Elizabeth Back Dam, Region 8. Dead is Flavor Paul of St. Ignatius Village, Rupununi. According to a release issued from the Ministry of Labour, the incident occurred at around 8 hours 30. According to the ministry, the Occupational Safety and Health Department is currently collaborating with the Mines and Environmental Department of GGMC in conducting a thorough investigation into the circumstances of the incident. And now let's tell you, the Director of Prisons, Gladwin Samuels, has been sent on leave. We contacted Samuels and he confirmed the development. He said that he is on vacation. He detailed that he was sent on 132 days accumulated leave, and he pointed out that the letter which he received stated that he is to resume duties after the leave ends. In his absence, Deputy Prison Director Nicklin Elliott will act in his capacity. Samuels has been in charge of the Guyana prisons for a number of years now. It is now 12 hours 11, time for your COVID-19 update. The number of worldwide coronavirus cases, according to Worldometer, has reached 74 million, with deaths at 1.6 million and recovery cases 52 million. The total number of confirmed cases in Guyana has reached 5,973, with 156 total deaths, 5,144 total recoveries, and the country currently has 673 active cases, with 9 in critical condition. And coming from CNN, the U.S. is given the first doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine as cases continue to rise across the country. A new survey suggests that 71% of Americans say they will definitely or probably get a COVID-19 vaccine. Meanwhile, London returned to a strict lockdown Wednesday following a surge in COVID-19 cases. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. Remember, the News at Noon came to you with the compliments of Amalanda Milk. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Do have a wonderful Wednesday.
Amalanda Milk. Milk made with fresh cow's milk from certified dairy farmers with 130 years experience. We produce over 1.3 billion liters annually. We work with quality standards that far exceed statutory requirements. Our milk is not made from milk solids. Amalanda. Real milk, pure and natural. Available at stores nationwide.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's Newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8